Anyways, I went to live with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and then I went to live with Swami Chidananda, and I lived with Swami Rama and Jai Krishnamurti and Swami Satchidananda and so many, Anandamayi Ma. I lived with many saints in India, and they treated me just like their own child. I lived in a cave with one yogi named Tatwala Baba, who I was told was the greatest yogi in all the Himalayas. And he sat in meditation for sometimes 10 to 12 hours a day without moving, without even going to the bathroom. And I sat next to him, but I was moving sometimes. But just sitting near him in a cave was quite an experience. And after I left him, I went higher into the Himalayas, and I'm going to tell just a couple stories because I think I should end soon. Do you mind if I tell a couple more stories? I went a little higher into the mountains. I was all alone. I came to a clearing in the forest, and what I saw horrified me. There were people, some in rags, some naked, emaciated, in total poverty, just living on the ground. Some of them, they dug holes in the ground and buried themselves with dirt against the cold of the Himalayan nights. But what struck me most is many of them had no fingers. They had deformed faces with their noses melted away. I had entered a leprosy colony. And suddenly, about 20 of those lepers surrounded me tightly so I could not move and put their bloody stubbed fingers in my face and screamed out, "Bakshish! Bakshish!" which means give me charity. I didn't have anything, not even the peanuts. But I didn't speak their language and they didn't speak my language, and they couldn't believe that a white person didn't have anything. They wouldn't let me go. The breathing of their breath, the smell of their decaying flesh, I was nauseous. I was sick, and they were putting their bloody fingers in my face. And I remember thinking, leprosy's contagious. And it's all over me. Am I going to be left to die with them? I was confused. And finally they patted me down completely and saw that I had nothing and let me go. I took a few steps and looked to my left side and stopped in my tracks. I happened to see an old leper woman laying on her side. Hardly any hair on her head. No teeth. No nose, no fingers, no toes. Her face was totally deformed. But she looked at me. She looked at me with the compassion of a mother. Through her glance, she was feeling the pain that her people caused me. And through her glance, she was begging forgiveness on behalf of her people. In her eyes, I felt the love of a mother. I felt here was someone. All she wanted in her life was to give the love of a mother from her heart. Someone, she wanted to accept it. It may have been 20 or 30 years that nobody had accepted that from her. It's as if she was begging me to just accept the love she wanted to give somebody. Then she put out her fingerless hand to bless me. And I ran over to her, got on my knees and put my head under her hand. And I heard her say in the Hindi language again and again, "May God bless you, my child. May God bless you. May God bless you." And I looked up and I saw ecstasy on her face. The joy of giving. Now you may not understand this, and even I couldn't understand it. But I could tell you, as I was looking in her face, seeing the joy of her motherly affection, I was thinking, she is the most beautiful person I've ever met in my life.